So Dania, I know you had a lot of support going through cancer care. Did you seek out, were they friends and family, but did you seek out other support groups outside, other survivors that you wanted to talk to? Did you ever do that during your therapy?
No, but the additional support I really garnered was from the team, the clinical trial nurse, the infusion nurses, the nurse navigator. They really provided a lot of support while I was going through it, and they'd call me back in if for rehydration the next day. I'd be going back and forth, and so I just felt like I was in this wonderful in a terrible situation. I was in a very wonderful space that I was lucky. I was lucky to have access to great care, people who were passionate about what they were doing, and I felt really cared about me and made time for me and listened to me. And so I didn't feel the need to go out. And again, I was kind of private about it.
Right,
So
right. Everybody's different, yeah.
yeah, I had a gal call me, and she was like 5 years out of ovarian cancer, and I was like, well, lucky you. I don't really want to hear from you right now. But that wasn't nice. But that was kind of I'm not
That's
in that.
okay, yeah.
I hope I get to be on your journey,
I
but
know. No,
it's a lonely. We're all together alone as we go through cancer. I like to think of it that way. You have all this
You're
support, and
alone.
you just put your head down. And that's what I would say to patients. If I could talk to myself back at the beginning, it would be try to limit the worry and put your head down, do the work, trust your team. The science has been done, and don't try to get. I got smaller. I just did things. I love to needlepoint. I like to knit, and those maybe were kind of meditative because they're small, repetitive movements, and I think that kind of stuff helped me and my family.
That's amazing, Dr. Rose. So do you recommend that kind of doing exactly as Dania was saying, that she kind of like knitting and kind of that came to her, that came to her help, and she could kind of take her mind off things. Are those some of the things patients can do?
Absolutely. If there are things that had been helpful in the past, making sure you keep those up is important, and not like, I'm too busy with cancer, I'm too busy with everything else, I'm putting away these sort of tried and true coping mechanisms. I think her experience with the reaching out to support groups is quite common, in that a lot of patients don't like the idea of going to a support group and having to sit there and listen to everyone's woes, but other patients find it extremely beneficial. So really knowing if there is a group available in your area is important. Knowing yourself, is this something that might be helpful or not? And for the folks that it is, they talk about it as if it's sort of a religious experience, in a way of just hearing other people's journeys and hearing other people's strength and hope can be extremely therapeutic. That's the one side. And the other side, I hear people are like, no, that's not for me. I'm going to do it this other way. And both are right.
Right. Dr. Skander, what about support groups? What do you see from your patients? Patients reaching out, do you tell your patients about them, about the resources available, or have you seen some patients ask you about them?
So we do get queried about it. Regionally, we have several support groups that are available for patients who are dealing with ovarian cancer. I echo both statements in that some patients really find it beneficial, and they feel like there's an opportunity for them to share their feelings, particularly if they don't have an immediate support group that's available to them. And other patients go and explore these options and come back and say, this is not something I benefit from. It's not for me. I do caution them, because there are a lot of support groups, even online, Facebook and other social network sites that have ovarian cancer support groups, but the cancers are very different. What people are writing about is extremely different. So one patient may be reading about something that is on that website, but completely unrelated to the cancer that they have. So it's a little bit of a difficult path to navigate, but I think the most important thing is I tend to emphasize it's a reliable, reputable organization that's been around for a long time, which there are plenty of. You can go to the American Cancer Society, you can go to the Society of Gynecologic Oncology, SGO website, ASCO websites to find some of these resources that are available even regionally. And I think the most important thing is, if you're going to do it with a program that has a little bit of a track record and a reputation, so that you make sure you're getting good information.
That's amazing. You're exactly right. So find reliable sources. That's very, very important.